The Third Kingdom Cataclysm Season 1 is live, so I'm going to give you a full comprehensive overview, everything that you need to know. We'll look at the website to begin with, then we'll go through downloading the Futureverse launcher and actually playing the game and different need to knows in there. So let's roll straight into this. I am on enterthethirdkingdom.com and here is the site. So we've got the Play Now button up here. As you can see, there are a bunch of different collections or communities involved in the game. We've obviously got like Fluffs, Party Bears, Seekers, then we've got Dead Fellas, Walker World, we've got Cool Cats, we've got Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, full range in here, which is very cool to see some other communities involved. So the Third Kingdom is a game that is built by Futureverse and Walker World, and Season 1 is now live. And so Season 1 you can earn up to 312,500,000 root. So this is a strategy simulation game, and these are the rewards for Season 1. So if we continue to scroll down, there's a bit of a video here and how you can download the game. Got some pictures. Alright, so just looking at the features, so you can build your extractors, you can deploy your prisms, then you can upgrade your extractors, so you can upgrade the capacity or the efficiency, and then you can prestige. And prestiging is important. This is where you earn your energy, which in episode 2 you can turn that energy into those root rewards that we talked about above. So here we go, we've got Season 1. So Episode 1, that's where you are starting to generate your energy for harvesting mycelium in Episode 2. The more you generate, the more rewards you unlock. And in Episode 2, you can dive into advanced gameplay, expand your dominion, unlocking mycelium harvesting root and other rewards. So that is to come in, we're not sure exactly when yet, but once this episode 1 gets properly underway, the team will most likely give us more information on when and how episode 2 works. So just looking at some of the different aspects of the game. So we've got Surrealscapes, so there are different biomes or versions of Surrealscapes that match some of the communities, like Dead Fellas have one, Cool Cats have one, Doodles have one. And so yeah, if you're in one of those communities, you'll see here that said they've been gifted exclusively to holders of eligible collections. So if you think you were eligible for one, maybe ask in your community Discord, or maybe check your FuturePass when you make one, if you haven't already. So Prysms, so these can be installed on Surrealscapes, and in episode 1 these give your resources a bonus, and in episode 2 is they will help in farming mycelium. Right, so scrolling down a bit further, talks about the rewards here, and then we've got the creatures of the open metaverse. So here are all of the communities currently eligible for Season 1. I don't know if I'd mentioned Doodles before, but Doodles are one of the communities as well. The team have mentioned that in future seasons they will be reaching out to, or have communities reaching out to them to join in Season 2. Cool. Okay, next tab we're going to go to is the Play tab. So here is where you can begin your journey and you can download the launcher, but we'll just scroll down. Here we go. So here's the basics of how to get started. Very simple. Download the launcher, install the game, sign in with your FuturePass, and build your empire, begin playing. So here is the overview. So you start on your origin island, you choose a biome. So the biome that you can choose is based on the Surrealscapes you own. Once you choose this biome, you can't change it. This is just a cosmetic thing, so it doesn't affect any sort of like resource gathering. It's just what it looks like. But yeah, once you select it, you can't change it at the moment. You might be able to in future episodes or seasons. Once you've picked your Surrealscape, you can begin to build. So you've got quarries and mines and pumps. So that's where you've got the different resources. You've got stone, ore, gems, ooze, and gold. And these are all required to prestige. So then you can deploy your prisms and stack Surrealscapes, and I will talk about this more in game, but this is how you increase the energy that you generate each time you prestige. So you need one prism, at least one prism, to be able to earn energy when you prestige. You can also upgrade your extractors. I mentioned this before, so you can upgrade how much they can hold or the rate that they harvest their resources. So there is an in-game currency, and that is kingdom coins. I think it's like 50k kingdom coins is maybe like a couple of hundred root. It's pretty small. You can use these to re-roll the production bonus on your prisms or skip building or upgrade costs. Prestiging. So this is the main aim of the game. So each level you have a prestige goal, and that is based on a number of resources. So again, we can look at this once we get into the game, but each time you prestige, you earn energy, and that energy is what you use in the next episode to unlock root and other rewards. Another thing that they've added into the game is minting resources. So you can mint and trade the resources that you've harvested to help build the material world. So this is a concept that they've rolled out. If you want to learn more about this, go to the Futureverse website. There's a paper there called Unearthing the Material World. But the goal here is that this is a way that we're kind of harvesting resources not only for this game but for like the root network as a whole. And so we're kind of bootstrapping, so when other developers want to come along, they can jump into this resource economy that we've already got based on all of these resources that we've been harvesting. So when you prestige, you have an option to mint the additional resources that you have. Next we have the earn part, which is coming soon in episode 2. So you use your prisms to harvest mycelium, which can then be redeemed into root. The more energy you generate, the more mycelium you can harvest in episode 2. Another feature that I am really excited about for episode 2 is recruit. Enlist your favorite character collectibles to manage buildings, automate gathering processes, and enhance production rates. So it'd be very cool to get your Pudgy Penguin or your Fluff or Buzzy or something in game helping you out, especially like the automating part seems pretty cool. Guess we'll learn more about that as we go further into episode 1. The team have also said that there's some exciting additional use cases for Surrealscapes in episode 2, and Aaron also mentioned in a recent Twitter Spaces that there will be potentially some other or like a second layer of materials coming in future. So you've got like stone and gold and stuff initially. Maybe here he just hinted that there might be some like another layer down of materials or elements required. Something that I'll just mention at this point is there is a support tab here, so you can click that, and I'm kind of in the way of this one, but this brings up a menu, and there's a bunch of different facts in here that you can click through, and you can also open a ticket or send a message to the team in there as well. That's kind of hiding down the bottom, just down there, messages. Cool. Some other things that we need to talk about: FuturePass creation, FuturePasses. So up here you can log in if you want. That will bring up this option here to log in or create a FuturePass. So you can create a FuturePass with your email address or socials, or you can log in with all these other ways if you've already got a Web3 wallet. At the moment, I think the team are recommending that if you have a MetaMask, that is the best way to create a FuturePass. If you want to learn more about that whole part of the process, I have this video on YouTube and on X. It is FuturePass creation and explanation. This gives you a full run through of the FuturePass, everything you need to know about it, and the FuturePass dashboard. It also talks about bridging and everything in there as well. So yeah, if you haven't made one, have a look at that too. One more thing to look at before we go and download the game, and that is buying prisms and Surrealscapes. So to do that, you want to go to the tradeverse.xyz. So if you don't have any Surrealscapes, or if you want to buy more, and so on here you can see there's a bunch of different collections. We've got Third Kingdom Prisms and we've got Third Kingdom Surrealscapes. So I'll click into Surrealscapes to begin with. So as you can see here, there are a bunch of the different styles or biomes or looks to them. That's the Walker World one. Some of these are just more the fluff ones. We've got, if I scroll down a bit further, we've got the Doodles one here, which looks very cool, and we've got a Cool Cats one potentially somewhere. Oh yeah, these are Cool Cat ones, and then there's some others further down too if you keep going. But so you can see here the price of them, so 3,900 root, $60. All right, so let's click into one of these Surrealscapes. There's a little bit more information in here. So these have a bunch of different traits. So we've got land parcels, we've got the prefix, suffix, we've got the biomes. It's like, this one's grasslands. There's the doodles one, or the cool cats cataclysms and others. And then you've got the industry, which is like the resource, I guess. So you've got military, you've got gems, you've got stone, there's a few others. Just going back to the parcels, so this is kind of important, the parcels. So you can have 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and 4 times 4. So based on the number of parcels, that depends on how many prisms you can install on the Surrealscape. You can install 3 prisms per land parcel. So a 1 times 1 can install 3, 2 times 2 would be able to install 12, 3 times 3 would be able to install 27, and 4 times 4 is 48 prisms total. Cool, so you can pay for these. Most of these are on here in root. You can put offers on, or you can outright buy one. We'll have a look at the prisms now, so I'll just go back to the Tradeverse tab and click on prisms. Here are the prisms. Now straight off the bat you'll see that there's some that say deployed and some that don't. This is really important and you need to know this. If a prism says deployed, don't buy it because you can't install it on your Surrealscape. If someone else has already deployed a prism on their Surrealscape, you can't use it. So this also means that you can't don't bother trying to sell it once you've already deployed it. And also I wouldn't recommend putting offers on any prisms because someone could deploy the prism and then accept your offer, and so that you've got a prism that you can't deploy. So we'll click in. There's obviously a bunch of different colors and types. These are all the different resources, and if we click into it here, they have 3 different traits. So the prefix, the suffix, and the industry again. So we're not too sure what the prefix and the suffix have to do with anything. There was talk at one stage that the prefix and the suffix, if you got those to match the Surrealscapes, there might be a bit of an efficiency bonus or something. We haven't seen how this works in the game yet. Guess we'll just have to find out more. There is still a second episode to come. And then obviously the industry, that depends on the what industry that will give a production boost to. Once you deploy a prism on your Surrealscape, that is it. That's it. It's on there for the season, and at the end of the season, it will be gone. All the prisms are consumable other than the eternal prisms. So if I just search for an eternal one and apply the filter, you'll see that these are quite a bit more expensive. But these are, even if you deploy this will be available in future seasons. So yeah, as you can see, there's about 20k root more than most of the other prisms. Oh no, way more than that, 28k more. Cool, so that is where you would buy Surrealscapes and prisms, or sell them if you want to as well. So now let's download the launcher. I'm going to download mine on Windows, and that is downloading now. One thing that the team did say was if you have an old version of Futureverse Launcher installed, delete that or uninstall that and download and install the new one. Cool, so that is done. So I'm going to open that up and install the Futureverse Launcher. Here's the Futureverse Launcher. So as you can see, there are 3 games in here now. All I'm going to do is install the Third Kingdom game. So I'll click install and we will jump back in when that has been installed. Okay, so it's done. Probably took me, I don't know, a few minutes, not too bad at all. Will depend on your computer and your internet. So we will click launch and jump into the game. And what will happen first is you'll have to log in. So as you can see here, it has opened a browser window for me and it wants me to log into my FuturePass. So I will do that and then we'll jump into the game. Cool, okay, login successful. We can return to the game. Okay, and here we are. We are now in the game. Just have to go and accept the terms and conditions governed by New Zealand law. Here is the Third Kingdom. So, okay, we've got a how to play here. We've got a play. You've got your settings up the top right there, so you can change your quality. If you've got lag, turn down the visual quality. You've got your music and your sound effects and stuff in there. We'll just turn those down for when that pops up. The music and all of that is pretty cool, but I'm just going to turn this off to keep it simple for watching this little demo. So we click the play button. Scouting for UFOs. I don't think we want UFOs, but hey, let's be loading. Okay, here we are. So this is the first thing that you have to do. And as I mentioned before, choosing this locks this in for at least this episode, maybe the next. These are all the different Surrealscape biomes that I have. So here's the 4 I can pick from. I quite like the look of the grasslands, to be honest. So I'm going to click that. It looks like you don't get a preview, so that is me. So definitely really take your time when you're looking there. But here is hopefully now my grassland surrealscape. Here we go. Cool, so here it is. Here is my slot. So I have 12 different slots to build on, and around the outside I've got where I can deploy my prisms. And down the bottom we've got your resources, and then here in the middle we have the lighthouse. So it is saying I am on prestige 0. So if I click into it, oh, this is going to be a little bit tricky. Hold on one moment. I'll hide myself out the way. So as you can see down the bottom right, here is the cost for me to prestige to level 1. It's going to cost me 10,000 of each resource. This will change when I start adding prisms and whatnot onto the land. What I'll do first is I will manage my surrealscapes. So on your lighthouse is where you can stack your other surrealscapes. So by clicking manage surrealscapes here, this is where I can stack the other ones on. So you can just click to select them, and so I can stack up to 6, it's saying here. And what this will do is this gives me a production boost, and this also means that I can put extra prisms on. So we'll just click the stack button there, and that's stacking the surrealscapes. Cool, done. Okay, and so now I can stack maximum prisms on my island, 90. I don't have that many, but hey, if I wanted, I could stack that many on. Now what I will show you how to do is we will deploy some prisms. So if you click into each of these, you can see that we have the total deployed and the production bonuses. You also have a cluster efficiency here. The team have said to me that this is kind of just a random number, which I think it changes each prestige, and it can be somewhere in the vicinity of plus 45, I think, to plus 155 or somewhere around that, and it's just random. Looks like all of mine start at 100. Before we deploy any prisms, I will show you how to buy kingdom coins. So at the top here is my kingdom coins. So I've already got 80,000. But if you click the plus button, here is where you can buy more coins. All pretty straightforward. You just click the buy button. Let's buy another 50k. That's a nice round number. So what that does is that it will open up a browser window for you, as you can see here. And as you can see here, it's saying that I want 50,000 kingdom coins, and it's going to cost me 167 root. So over here you can click search any currency. So I want to pay for that in root, and click the confirm button. I've just got to connect my wallet first. So I'll connect MetaMask. Also, I sign a transaction there. Cool, so that was 2 different signatures I think that I had to do, and it says payment received, and that should be confirmed soon. So there we go, now it's confirmed. All right, so that is how you buy kingdom coins. If you don't have root, this again is kind of covered in my FuturePass video, but if I just go to the FuturePass dashboard quickly, on the dashboard here, this is under the stuff tab, you've got all the different tokens. Here, if for example you've bought some root tokens on an exchange that they're on the Ethereum network, they would show up here with this root with a little ETH symbol. Or if you've bought them on an exchange that can send directly to root, they'll probably come through here. You better send them to a wallet, and it'll have the root logo. If you need to bridge these across from root Ethereum to root, you can click the little dots button and click bridge, or you can click the bridge button here, and then you just go through the bridging process. And if you have another token on root network already and you want to swap, if you go to the explore tab and we scroll all the way down to Moai here, that is one, or Dexter. These are two different exchanges where you can exchange other tokens to root. Just double check the exchange rates on Dexter. Sometimes they're a little bit not so great. Yeah, so as I mentioned, if you are buying root on an exchange, just make sure you are aware if that root is on Ethereum or on the root network. It should tell you when you're buying it. Cool, we're back in the game now, and I've got 130,000 kingdom coins. So let's go back into the prisms here. So in here is my military prisms, and as you can see, a lot of these have a 9% production bonus. Some of them have less. Military prisms can have up to 10% production bonus. All other prisms can have up to 100%. If you're not happy with a production bonus, you can press this reroll bonus button here, and we go through a little reroll thing, and this will reroll the bonus of your prism. Keep in mind that it could go lower. Well, there we go. Okay, must be recording like I'm pretty happy with that 10%. Okay, so that's as high as it can go. I won't touch that one again. But to deploy these, you just select the prisms that you want to deploy. So for now, we'll just deploy these 8, and we will click deploy, and that will pop these onto the Surrealscape. Just like that. Now if I zoom in all the way in, you can zoom in with your mouse wheel, and you can move around with your arrow keys if you want to. And so I can zoom right in and have a look, and that prism is already hard at work. And as you can see now, that has the military prisms add a production and capacity bonus to all industries. So now that's a 73% bonus across all. If now, for example, I click on the ooze prisms and want to install some ooze ones. So yeah, as I mentioned, these can go up to 100%. Depends on your strategy, how far you want to go with that. I think I'm probably happy with things over like 80, maybe even 75. So for now, just for example, I will add in a bunch of these and click deploy. And so now, as you can see, that is increasing my ooze production by 340%. I will I'll just do some prism adding, and I'll jump back in a second. Cool, so I have added a bunch more prisms now. We've got 40 across the island. As you can see here, there are kingdom prisms that I don't have any of. So these are, as I mentioned before, the eternal ones. So these ones, even if you deploy them this season, they'll be available in future seasons. So yeah, I don't have any of those ones. Another thing to mention at this point is if you decide that you do want to re-roll a prism, once it's deployed, you can't, but you can remove it and then re-roll it and redeploy it. I've deployed a bunch more prisms. I think I'm down to about 45 at the moment. If you click the top right button, top right corner, and click account, it does actually show you here the collectibles that you have. So it shows I've got 56 prisms and 6 Surrealscapes, and sadly of those eternal ones. But yeah, so that's how many I could deploy. I might aim for 50, maybe 55. I'm not sure exactly at this point. We'll see how we go. But now if I click back into my lighthouse, as I mentioned before, depending on how many prisms you deploy, depends on your prestige costs. So as you can see now, it's gone up quite a lot. I've got 80, or all around 70, 80k. But now this is kind of maybe a rough guide on how I want to build out my island. Obviously there's different strategies and whatnot here, but now we can jump into building. So if I click on a slot here, if I want to build a stone quarry, I can, it's free. Otherwise, I can use kingdom coins here, the little orange ones, to build any of the other ones. So since most of them were kind of close-ish, potentially maybe I want 3 stone and 2 of the rest. I don't know. We'll start building some and see how we go. So I'll build a quarry. Let's build 2 quarries for now. So yeah, if I wanted to do it the free way, I would have to wait until I had 72 stone. So I would just build another one now with kingdom coins. And as you can see here on these ones, it's got a build time of about 2 minutes, and then you can see they've got a production rate and a capacity rate. Alrighty, so the mines, the quarries are done. Zooming in, having a look at these guys. As you can see here, here's my quarry. So you have a production rate here and you have a capacity rate. So this is the production rate per hour, and so you can have at the moment, so I can have so 4 hours worth of production before my capacity is full. So if I want to upgrade my capacity, I can do that here with materials or with kingdom coins. So this will increase my capacity by 80%. So what's that, like, I don't know, 7,000-ish capacity, or I could increase the production rate by 60%. So what's that, I don't know, 1,400, 1,500. Depending on your strategy will depend on what you want to do here. If you think you can jump on the game all the time, perhaps you just want to upgrade your production rate. If you only think you're going to be able to log in a couple of times a day or once a day, then probably ideally for you, the capacity you'll want to increase the capacity, because then you're going to be able to generate more resources before the capacity caps and it stops generating resources. So these guys are producing now. As you can see, the bar is starting to move along. I can't harvest until it hits this production progress bar here. I don't know, maybe that's an hour in. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, let's keep building. I will build a few more things and check back in soon. So let's build some ore mines. Let's build 2 ore mines with kingdom coins. Also, things are filled up now on my Surrealscape. I went for 2 of each. I've kind of mucked up my aesthetic a little bit by putting these guys over here. But based on my lighthouse, I needed a bit more stone, alloy, and gems. So I thought what I'd do is I'd build 3 stone and 3... what's this? Oh, I've stuffed up. I've got 3 ooze. Oh, well, if you want, you can demolish with the demolish button here too. I still need a bit of ooze, so I think it'll be fine for now. What I'll do then is, since I need alloy and gems, I will upgrade the production rate of each of those. So I'll click upgrade on that, and also upgrade on this one. You can only upgrade 2 or build 2 things at once. And so here, as you can see here, these are going to take, to upgrade the production rate, they're going to take 30 minutes. At a glance as well, you can see the rate and capacity of each. All of mine are currently at 1. When we come back in half an hour, those will be rate of 2 and capacity of 1. But yeah, the detail and quality in the game is amazing. It's real cool. How far you can zoom in and see stuff. Everything's working away at the moment. We'll check back in soon, and hopefully I might have upgraded those and maybe even be able to harvest some resources. Back, and some things are just finishing being upgraded at the moment by the looks of things. Oh, yep, there we go, complete. And as you can see, there are now some resource icons above some of my extractors. This means that I can harvest them. If they have an icon like this, it means that they are ready to be harvested. If they have like a red exclamation mark, it means that they are full. They cannot produce any more resources until you harvest them. So to harvest or collect, you can do that 2 ways. You can either click onto the quarry or whatever it is you want to harvest and click the collect button down here, or it's easier, you can actually just click the little icon above the extractor and it will, as you can see now, 1,000, another 1,000, and boom, there we go. We've now got some stone down the bottom. Again, I could do that with gems. And so that's how you harvest. It looks like a lot of these other ones are close to being able to be harvested or collected. I'm guessing that's just based on when I built them initially. But also, as you can see now, this one's got a rate of 2, capacity of 2. This one over here, rate of 1, capacity of 2. I've done a few upgrades. I'll probably do a few more upgrades based on my prestiging. That one's got a capacity of 2. I'll probably give, let's just, I don't know, I'm sure there's all sorts of different strategies and things you could do. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to log in, so I'm probably going to increase the capacity of a few things for now. So we will upgrade those ones. I think that's about all there is to show you at the moment. The only other thing is the prestiging, but I am still a long way off from that at the moment. As you can see here, I still have to get, 90, 80, 90k of each of the resources. But also, as you can see here, I will get 5,000 energy as a reward from my deployed prisms when I prestige. So I can, I'll show you a little video on how that works, but you click that prestige button, and what that does is that will then wipe out everything on your land other than the prisms, they'll stay. And then you'll have a new amount of resources required for the next prestige level, and then you start building from scratch again. I also believe at that point the cluster efficiency of your prisms will probably change, and I think the energy that you gain from them might also change at that point too. Also, when you are prestiging, there is the option to mint the excess resources that you don't need. So say for example, I end up with 100k stone, I would be able to mint the excess almost 10k stone, and that will show up in my FuturePass. I think it costs 5,000 kingdom coins to mint your resources. And yeah, more info will come out about on how all that works. The Tradeverse is going to be a place where you can kind of buy and sell those resources. If that's not live now, it will be soon. Cool, but that should be a pretty good overview of everything. So this is the Third Kingdom Cataclysm Season 1, Episode 1. This is built by Futureverse and Walker World, and this is on the Root Network, their Layer 1 blockchain. As I said, this is Episode 1, and Episode 2, that's where we're going to be turning the energy that we've generated into mycelium, and then able to turn that or redeem that for these root rewards. 312,500,000 root up for grabs. That is about 5 to 6 million US dollars worth. Looking forward to that. Also looking forward to knowing, finding out how long episode 1 is, when episode 2 is going to start, and how the collectibles are going to play a role. Looking forward to being able to use my fluff and doing some of that automated gathering as well. Again, if you've got any issues or any questions, there's that support feature on the Enter the Third Kingdom website. Futureverse also have a Discord where you can jump in and ask any questions. You could open a ticket there, or the community are all pretty helpful. You can also chuck a comment in the video below, and I'm happy to help out there. Look, there's all sorts of ways of playing this. I'm sure there's a bunch of different strategies. I know some people have spreadsheets and they're trying to optimize and figure out exactly how much, and demolishing extractors when they don't need them anymore. We'll just have to figure that out as we go along. I'm sure people will share their strategies with each other. But yeah, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Any questions or feedback, chuck them below, and we will see you in the next video.